Hi guys, welcome back to Guilt Free Mind. So, in my previous video, I discussed what is social anxiety. In this one, I'm going to discuss how to identify if you have social anxiety and some simple tips and tricks to combat it. These tips you should use, but before you implement them, make sure that you have a discussion with your psychologist or psychiatrist, whosoever is treating you. Your medical healthcare practitioner must know what techniques you are using by yourself to handle your problem. These can be used with your therapeutic methods, but it's always best to keep your practitioner in the loop as well. Now, let's discuss a scenario where you're facing social anxiety. Suppose your boss has asked you about the progress of your work. Now, he just discussed that in passing. He saw you and he felt that he should ask, so he asked. Nothing big about it. How did your mind take it? You started thinking, oh my god, he's asking this question to me because he does not trust me to complete the work on time. I hope he doesn't see that, I'm sweating from all my pores and I'm blushing and I'm like sweating bullets here. Oh my god. I hope he doesn't figure out what I'm thinking. So you are anxious. You're anxious up to like 95 out of 100. You're nervous. Your heart is beating fast. You are finding it hard to even speak out. Even tell him, I have done the work, I am working on it, you will have it before the deadline. I mean, this one line is probably all your supervisor or boss wants to hear, but what you say instead is, that's it. So you avoid eye contact. When you have to speak, even if you gather up the courage to speak, what you say is like, I'll do it, it'll be done. Something like that. You are more focused on how your body is reacting than what the question and the answer that you have to give, because you are worried that the person is judging you. Now this is social anxiety disorder. This was an example. Now we will go into how you can deal with these, your symptoms on your own. At least some of them. At least how your mind processes what the other person's telling you. If you can even get your mind to stop thinking the way it exaggerates everything, dealing, you have won half the battle that way. You only have a tiny road left to cover. So focus on your mind thinking patterns, focus on what your brain tells you and try to change that. So let's take a scenario. I mean, there are many different type of thoughts you may have. The image is that you are going to a party. So you feel that the moment you enter the room, everyone will stop their conversation and they'll look at you. And it's terrifying. I mean, what are you supposed to do then? Stand there like an idiot? Go and talk to someone? I mean, engage in a conversation? What do I do? What do I do? I just don't know how to react. That is one. Then you are worried that you are going somewhere, when people see you, they stop their, people are stopping their conversation looking at you. This was one scenario. The next one is someone asks you a question and the answer you gave is wrong, and then everyone's just trying to hold their giggle back, and they're looking annoyed. Some people are looking frustrated. Oh my god, you don't even know the answer to such a simple question, how dumb are you? Some people are laughing, and these are the images that you're getting in your head. What if I answer incorrectly? Then someone's asked you a question and you are so nervous that you are blushing and you're sweating, and you're worried that people will notice that, and they will they'll be like, oh my god, this person is just not meant for a social setting. So these are the feelings that you have in yourself. These are the scenarios and the feelings. I discussed both of them. Now, how do you target each of the scenario and change the way your brain thinks about it? Now let's check if you do have these unhelpful thinking patterns in your head. So you are thinking, if there's a presentation coming up and you're worried if you do bad, your company will fire you. Aren't you assuming here that they will fire you? I mean, you haven't even presented yet. even if it does not go as well as you planned it to, you will be more anxious before the situation if you have such thoughts in your head. This is called as predictive thinking, when you are already predicting the outcome of the presentation. Then you start to feel that everyone in the audience already knows, that you're going to do bad, and they expect you to do bad. What are you doing here? You're mind reading. You're thinking that you already know what the audience is going to think. And that's not helpful. That is, in fact, very unhelpful because that's making you anxious. Then there's another unhelpful thinking pattern that people engage in. This one's magnification and minimization. So suppose you have to talk to your boss, like, suppose for any reason your boss suddenly called you. You go into his room and you freeze. The question he asks, you are not able to answer, and you're completely frozen at the spot. So after that, you keep thinking that, oh my god, I froze. This is going to happen repeatedly. I'll never be able to get an answer out of me. How am I going to ever face him? But the fact that you don't realize is that you've previously faced your boss, you previously spoke to him, this was a one-time incident. An isolated incident. But your brain does not process it that way. Your brain magnifies the whole situation and minimizes the positive that you have in your past. Then there are mental filters that people use. So people tend to filter out the positive features. Suppose you have a presentation, you give the presentation, and the audience asks you a question. Now that question you're not able to answer it, but the presentation that you gave, you were very confident in that, you were fluent, you did not stop anywhere, and you gave a flawless presentation. Now, question answer part is an entirely different thing when you're giving a presentation. But what your mind processes it as is, it will block out the entire presentation part. It will only stay focused on the question answer part. So your mind will tell you, oh my god, you are so bad at presenting. But that's not reality. You presented well. You only face problem in the question answer part. But the mind is what it is. That. Then we have personalization. Suppose you go to your workplace, your friend is busy with some work, and they don't interact with you much. Your brain, oh my god, this person has not talked to me. Why would he not talk to me? What have I done? I must have done something wrong. I must have, I didn't say hi to him. Maybe that's why he's not talking to me. Oh my god, I think my boss is going to fire me, and everybody already knows that, and that's why they are not talking to me. Because, why would they talk to me? Because if I'm going to just leave the company, I'm going to be thrown out. Was it really necessary to take a person not talking to you? Maybe he's busy. Maybe he has some life crisis going on. Maybe there's some problem at his home. Did your brain even think about that? No. All your brain thought about is how, bad your situation is going to be in the future. Then predictive thinking. As I mentioned before, the others, you assume what others are going to think about you. Now, overgeneralization. Overgeneralization is when you take one filter and apply it across all the things. Suppose you had a presentation, as I said. Your presentation did not go very well. Now you feel that every presentation you give is going to be equally bad. This is overgeneralization. Then labeling. Suppose this specifically happens with kids who have narcissistic parents, psychopath parents, dysfunctional families where they have been brought up thinking like they are of a certain kind. You may think that you're a boring person. I'm a loser in life. I'm so boring. Why would anyone talk to me? This is labeling yourself. Emotional reasoning. You turn your anxious feelings that you have in yourself into facts. Like, I'm so nervous. I'm in danger. Being nervous means being in danger. They might just fire me for being nervous because I just don't know how to talk well, or things like that. So, how do you overcome all of these factors? Your core beliefs are those sentences in your head that are giving rise to every problem. Like, I have to be perfect for people to like me. I am unlovable. I have been told I'm so boring. I just cannot. You know why people would even interact with me? Because I'm such a boring person. That is not true. If people are interacting with you, you're obviously not boring. And you need to target these core beliefs. Write down your core belief and then think about how you can test it. First, you are at home. You are imagining a scenario of being in a cafe. You are meeting your friends. Okay? Now, you've ordered some coffee for everyone. You're worried that when you pick up the coffee, your hands will start trembling and everyone will notice that. People will notice that, people will start to laugh at you, they'll start to make fun of you, they'll ridicule you, possibly call you, names, and tell you to just stay at home and why do you even come out of your house and you're better off away from them and stuff like that. This is what your brain is telling you. Now, what you need to do, what I want you to do is to conduct a social experiment. So you go, you meet, you order coffee, you pick up your coffee cup, and when you're picking up and your hands are trembling, you have the coffee cup in your hand and your hands are trembling, you notice the other people's reaction towards that. How are they reacting? Did anyone ridicule you? Did anyone laugh at you? Did anyone say or ask you why your hands are shaking so bad? Now, suppose you conducted this experiment and no one said anything or even bothered to, check on you as to why your hands are shaking. Your friends did not bother to ask you why this is happening, what you're feeling, or they just remain friendly the way normally they would be with you. So now you realize that the level of anxiousness that you displayed is acceptable. No one judged you. It's okay. It's okay to be a little anxious. It's okay to be, to find it difficult to pick up the coffee cup without shaking your hands. So, similarly, you have to design experiments for other social situations. Your brain is exaggerating things. All of our brains do that sometimes, but we tend to curve it down. You find it hard to curve it down. So, you need to tell your brain that, look, this is what I was expecting, but this is not what happened. Everything went smoothly. It is not that bad as I thought it would be. And that is how you slowly overcome the battle with anxiety. You may be taking medications. You can do this experiment along with your medications, no problem there. If you want to incorporate some relaxation techniques, that will be perfect. You can discuss this with your therapist. Your therapist is going to suggest some relaxation techniques so that when you feel that trigger coming up, when you feel that adrenaline rush is there, your senses are hyperstimulated, you feeling like you're going to either run away or, I should just not be here. Take a calm, relaxing breath. You may not realize the importance of a deep breath, but it can be very helpful especially with social anxiety. So give all of these things a try. Reduce your focus on yourself and focus on actually what others are telling about you. Even if there has been an embarrassing moment, are they ridiculing you over that? No, they are probably not. No one has the time. Or people are not that bad in general. Some might be, but not everyone. And you don't have to talk to those who ridicule. Go talk to those who are nice. There are nice people in this world. So these are what you have to focus on, and these tips are going to help you overcome your social anxiety slowly and gradually. There is no overnight treatment for this, but if you keep working towards your goal, you will achieve it. And you will one day say that I had social anxiety disorder. So put these to the test, and if you face any problems, feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media channels. You can leave your comments in the comment section. You can also leave your queries in the comment section. I will be happy to help. If you want to know the entire detailed all the details about social anxiety disorder, then please check out my blog, Guilt Free Mind. The link to this article will also be in the description box below, so you can go and have a look at it when you have some free time. And with that, I am ending this video. I will see you next week with another topic of discussion. If you have anything you want me to specifically discuss, please mention that as well in the comment section. I will get to it as soon as possible. And in the meantime, you take care and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you. Bye bye.